So the other night, I was doing what every person does at 2 a.m. Yeah, scrolling through Masonic social media groups. And let me tell you, the comment sections are a wild ride. You've got everything from people asking if we were a cult that meets in the woods to guys wondering if we have a secret recipe for the world's best chili. Between the New World Order theories and the genuine curiosity from guys looking for a purpose, it's clear there's a massive gap between what people think we do and what's actually happening behind the doors of your local lodge. I figured why not lay it all out? You know, no fancy academic talk, no meticulous history lesson that's probably going to put you to sleep. Just the 10 most common questions I see popping up. Plus one extra spicy one that I get asked every time I, go to a dinner party. If you're a curious skeptic or a seasoned brother looking for a way to explain this to your neighbors without sounding like a textbook, this one is for you.
What even is Freemasonry?
All right, so let's start at the very beginning. If you ask 10 Masons this question, you'll get 12 different answers. But here's the deal. Freemasonry is the world's oldest and largest fraternity. Think of it like this. It's a system of self-improvement. We often say we take good men and try to make them better. It's not about changing who you are. It's about refining it. It's like taking a rough piece of limestone from a quarry in southern Ontario and polishing it until it fits perfectly into a wall. In the Grand Lodge of Canada, we're a community of men who are about character, integrity, and looking out for one another. It's a society of friends that's been around for centuries. We use the tools of old stonemasons like the square, the level, and the plumb rule as symbols for building a better life. It's basically life coaching with a lot more history and some cooler outfits.
Is it a secret society?
This is the big one. Are we secret? Well, look at the lodge in your town. It usually has a giant sign out front, a big square and compasses on the door, and it's listed on Google Maps. We have websites, Facebook pages, and we even march in parades. We're not exactly hiding in the shadows. We prefer to call it a society with secrets. Yes, we have specific handshakes, passwords, and signs. Why? It's a tradition that goes back to the actual stonemasons. Think about it. Hundreds of years ago, these guys didn't have diplomas or LinkedIn profiles. If a guy showed up at a cathedral build in Europe claiming to be a master mason, the foreman needed a way to verify he actually knew his craft. They used grips or handshakes to prove their rank. Today, those secrets are just a way for us to recognize a brother anywhere in the world, from Toronto to Tokyo. But the purpose of Masonry, our values of brotherly love, relief, and truth, that's no secret at all. We shout that from the rooftops.
Is Freemasonry a religion?
Is it a religion? The short answer, no. Long answer, it's religious in nature, but it's not a religion. To join, you do have to believe in a supreme being. We don't care what you call that being, God, Allah, the Great Spirit, or the Grand Architect. That's your business. But we aren't a church. We don't offer a path to salvation, and we aren't a substitute for your own personal faith. In fact, one of our oldest rules is that we strictly forbid talking about specific religious creeds or politics inside the lodge. Why? Because those are the two things that have started almost every fight in human history. We want a place where a Jewish man, a Christian man, and a Muslim man can sit down at the same table, wear the same apron, and focus on what they have in common rather than what divides them. It's about building bridges, not walls.
Do you guys run the world?
Okay, I love this one. The New World Order. If we ran the world, I promise you the traffic on Highway 401 would be a lot smoother and gas prices would be way lower. The truth is, there is no grand high boss of the world. Every Grand Lodge, like ours in Ontario, is completely independent. We don't have a global headquarters in a volcano somewhere taking over governments. Actually, Masons are taught to be quiet, law-abiding citizens. We're encouraged to be active in our local communities and stay out of political conspiracies. The idea of world domination makes for great Hollywood movies, But the reality is usually just a group of guys in a basement trying to figure out who's responsible for bringing the napkins to the next fish fry.
Why the aprons?
When people see us in our gear, they usually think we're ready to grill some steaks. But that apron is actually the badge of a mason. Back in the day, operative stonemasons wore heavy functional leather aprons to protect their clothes from flying stone chips, dust, and grime. It was their work uniform. For us speculative masons, we wear them as a symbol of purity of conduct. It's a physical reminder to keep our character as clean and spotless as that white leather. When you see a guy in a parade wearing an apron, he's not just playing dress up. He's wearing a symbol of his commitment to being an honest, upright man. It's about carrying yourself with a lot of dignity, even when life gets messy.
What do you actually do in there?
If you listen to the internet, it's all goat riding, hooded robes, and chanting in Latin. In reality, a Masonic meeting is part business, part education, and part hanging out with the guys. We open the meeting with some traditional ceremonies, which are basically short plays that teach moral lessons. Then we get down to the business. We handle the bills for the building, discuss which local sports team we're sponsoring, and then plan our next charity drive. And honestly, for a lot of us, the best part is the festive board. That's a meal afterward. It's where the real magic happens, not magic spells, but the magic of sitting across from someone who's 30 years older or younger and realizing you have a ton in common. It's one of the few places left where you can have a real face-to-face conversation, without everyone having to look at their phone.
Do Masons do charity work?
Absolutely. In Ontario, charity is a huge part of our DNA. We don't usually brag about it. In fact, we're taught to give quietly, but Masons are everywhere. We have the Masonic Foundation of Ontario, which has poured millions into everything from hearing research to student bursaries. You've probably seen the Masonic Chip program at local fairs or community centers. Yeah, that's us. We help parents create comprehensive identification kits for their kids in case of an emergency. We talk a lot about relief. That's just a Mason word for helping people who are going through a rough patch. Whether it's helping a brother's widow with her yard work or raising money for a local food bank, we believe that if you're a better man, you should be doing better things for your neighbors.
What's the deal with the Shriners?
So you've seen them. The red fezzes, the tiny motorcycles, and the legendary parades. Those are the Shriners. A lot of people don't realize that every Shriner is a Mason, but not every Mason is a Shriner. You have to be a Master Mason first. They're basically the fun and philanthropy wing of the family. While the local lodge might focus on the philosophy side of things, the Shriners are famous for their incredible network of children's hospitals that provide care regardless of a family's ability to pay. If Masonry is the foundation of the house, the solid, serious part, the Shriners are the big, colorful patio where the party's happening for a great cause.
How do you join? Is it invitation only?
This is probably the biggest myth of all. Men wait for years, thinking their grandfather or boss will eventually tap them on the shoulder and invite them in. But in most places, and especially here in Ontario, that invitation is never coming. We have a saying, to be one, ask one. We don't recruit. We don't have membership drives or buy one, get one free deals. You have to walk up to a Mason and say, hey, I'm interested in what you guys do. It's a big step because it shows you actually have the drive to improve yourself. If you don't know a Mason, you can literally just Google the Grand Lodge of Ontario or find a local lodge's website and send an email. We're pretty easy to find once you start looking.
What's the investigation like? Is it scary?
Once you ask to join, a few guys, usually 3, will come over to your house for a chat. People hear investigation and think it's like a police interrogation under a hot light. It's not. They just want to get to know you. They want to make sure you're a man of good character, and this is really important, and that your family is okay with you joining. We don't want you spending your grocery money on lodge dues or skipping your kids' soccer game to attend a meeting. It's a two-way street. You get to ask your investigation committee all the questions you have. If everyone feels like it's a good fit, your name goes on a ballot at the next meeting and the members vote. It's all about making sure the vibe of the lodge stays positive and that you're joining for the right reasons.
Why are no women allowed to join?
All right, let's tackle the elephant in the room, or rather the lack of ladies in the room. It's the 21st century. Why is it just guys? Let's be real for a second. Sometimes men just need their own space to bond with each other. It's like a man cave, but with better history and less Xbox. And honestly, Lord knows, sometimes our wives just want us out of the house for a few hours so they can get some actual peace and quiet without us asking where the remote is. But here's the cool part. There's a massive co-ed organization in the Masonic family called the Order of the Eastern Star. It's mostly populated by the wives and family members of Masons, and most Masons and their wives can attend and participate together. So while the traditional Blue Lodge is a guys-only zone, there are plenty of ways for the whole family to get involved in the Masonic community. It's about having that balance between guy time and family time. So, at the end of the day, Freemasonry isn't some dark, shadowy conspiracy. It's just a group of regular guys, teachers, mechanics, programmers, and retirees who believe that the world gets a little bit better when we work on ourselves first. It's about having a brotherhood that's deeper than just hanging out. It's about having a set of values to live by in a world that feels pretty chaotic right now. If you're in Ontario and you're looking for a community that values honor and friendship over social media clout, maybe give your local lodge a look. Check the link in the description for the Grand Lodge of Canada in the province of Ontario's website to find a lodge near you. And, drop your questions and comments in the chat area. I promise I'll answer them as clearly as I can. And if you're already a brother watching this, well, leave a comment about what Masonry has meant to you or a cool project your lodge is working on. Let's show the skeptics what we are really actually about. Thanks for watching. Stay on the level. This is the Brotherly Love Podcast. Let's get to work.